I'm going to be someone, I am. Every kid in Liverpool in living memory. Some make records, some break records, some break windows. Some become footballers or actors, or both. Others write plays and poems and become painters and decorators. A few have no talent at all and turn to crime or politics.
It's... To even start to describe this city is very, very difficult. The reality is, yeah, we are different.
I found a place full of jobs.
It's almost like there is a Scouse gene in a lot of the population.
I think there's a passion about it, the soul, the heart, and it keeps on beating.
Wondrous place.
A really strong working class city with a strong collective consciousness.
It's an energetic place. It's full of opinion and it's rebellious.
There is something, and I think it's the character of their people. They are a very individualistic lot. Quite difficult to lead, I suspect.
Wondrous place.
Say, Liverpool, think of a city standing on the Mersey with 1 foot almost in the sea from which has grown its greatness.
My memory of those days were dockers were like ants. There were that many of them. They were everywhere. You know, in the ships, in the cotton warehouse, they were everywhere around the dock road.
We've got a dance in Liverpool.
That was the sort of centre of the city. Everything that ever happened was as a result of the docks.
It started off with just a round.
There was always someone playing music, and live music was just so important. I can remember seeing the Beatles a couple of times in Liverpool. It was kind of a bit mass hysteria. Because everyone was screaming, you just screamed as well.
Well, she loves you.
And the football was the other thing. Music's lovely, but the heartbeat is football. And having Liverpool and Everton, it's like Doctor Who's got 2 hearts, and so has Liverpool.
Liverpool and Everton had real success in the 60s. Yeah, we were down in at the top table.
Liverpool were lasting better than their opponents. St John made no mistake this time. These Everton men, that speedy left winger Derek Temple had a great chance and made no mistake.
The experience was exhilarating. It was before seating, so you were just being thrown around all over the place.
Your feet would just come off the floor and you would just be part of this whole crowd that surged forward and surged backward. At times it was like a bit scary because you didn't know if your feet was ever going to come back down on the floor.
The noise was the thing that I remember.
To be amongst that many people and you're all singing the one song or you're all swaying, you know, that's magical. And that's a sense of belonging that once you've experienced that, you want more of it and you never lose it. It gave us an identity, gave us a tremendous sense of camaraderie, and it gave us our heroes.
Liverpool had this formula for winning.
Everybody knew Liverpool because of European trophies and winning the league and winning FA Cups.
Liverpool's fame is worldwide.
That's nice, that's McDermott,
We were successful every year and we expected to be successful.
It felt like there was an open-top bus journey every season, really.
It's Alan Kennedy, and he goes on, and he scores!
It was almost as though the emergence of Shankly and Liverpool, the way they won everything, and the Beatles and the comedians almost gave Liverpool a false presence, that everything was like okay and everything was funny. No one really clicked that, hang on a minute, it was starting to have problems in the late 60s. And almost overnight, well, it felt it was almost overnight, the docks just disappeared.
I found my love on the gasworks croft.
The economic situation was appalling. The post-war boom had gone. We were not as productive. A lot of our companies were rather badly managed. Rampant inflation, rising unemployment.
Dirty old town, dirty old town.
And when those docks disappeared, it wasn't like many other places in the country where they have other industries as well to rely on. We had nothing else really.
You know what's happened? You can have a look at the buildings, the broken windows, slates off, bricks. It's a symbol of the decay, the malaise that's been allowed to fester on this city.
Dirty old town, dirty old town.
I must admit, when I first came down, it was a little bit scary, if I'm honest. You know, there was a lot of, as I said, unemployment, there was a lot of discontent.
When you drove around the city, you seen things, you know, derelict buildings. So it was a difficult time. It was a real difficult time.
Inner Liverpool has lost more than half its population in the past generation, leaving behind scenes like this. Housing estates have fallen into disuse and decay, with 70,000 people, or 1 in 4 of the population of Liverpool, living below the poverty level.
Oh, it was bleak. Liverpool was bleak. Empty shops, empty buildings, dark and depressing.
There are areas of Liverpool known as Beirut, because that's what they became. And kids just played within that.
In the 60s, people saw that poverty, but they saw the smiling, happy kids. And then in the 80s, the grown-up versions of these kids, the teenagers and the adults, started going, no, do you know what? We're not happy living in this. We're not happy. It's not good that we're living in these conditions.
Politically unstabilised, economically destabilised, people dehumanised, youth criminalised, mentally vandalised, housing ghettoised, politically unrecognised. And you wonder why we uprise.
The first signs of rebellion came in 1981 with the riots in Toxteth. You know, there's an explosion of anger.
It did go off, and it went off good style.
Dozens of foreign TV crews sent to London to cover the splendour of the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana rushed north to beam back images of an uglier side of Britain.
People were revolting, and it was going back to like revolution days. They were thinking they'd had enough.
I'd been out that night. When I walked home through the riots, I was a bit drunk. And I just remember walking through it and like people kicking off quite a lot. I managed to walk through the whole thing and then go home and then sleep through. And then the next morning my phone was just going and people was going, are you all right? Are you all right? And I was like, yeah. Why? What's happened? And then I went out and I walked down Lodge Lane and I was like, oh my God.
I can walk down the street, there's no one there, though the pavement's a one-use crowd.
The riots went on for several days, and then there was copycat riots all across the city.
Very rapidly, it wasn't a problem that was called Toxteth. It was a problem called Liverpool.
Mrs. Thatcher goes to Toxteth to see the riot damage.
When Thatcher came, you know, she came in a bulletproof car and she just zoomed through and then was gone.
The only clue to the city's unexpected visitor was the tight ring of security suddenly thrown round the area which a week ago had been a virtual battleground. As Mrs. Thatcher left the city's police headquarters, she was given a taste of the bitter mood which still prevails here. The crowd was small, but the heckling was loud and aggressive.
It felt like there was an abandonment from the government of the day.
I grew up in the 30s with an unemployed father. He didn't riot. He got on his bike and looked for work, and he kept looking till he found it.
The North in general, but Liverpool in particular, they went after us.
The horses are the most feared weapon in the police armoury on the picket line, and they're very effective.
Margaret Thatcher, in her own mind, had planned out a strategy that she was going to take on the miners, defeat the miners, and then come for Liverpool.
It's in